Joining us now is Michael Pixley. You're currently in the Daisy Fresh gym.
Yeah, I'm about to coach the little kids wrestling class. So this is our little office. It's a mess, but we get by.
That's amazing that you're going to be coaching the kids. What a great teacher for them to have. How long have you been coaching kids?
So like I did a little bit of coaching when I was still in college, but just about 3 years ago we opened our own wrestling academy in the Daisy Fresh building, our new building. So it's pretty cool. Little dudes are getting tough. It's pretty fun, exciting to watch and help out.
And they're definitely getting to learn from the best. After all, you had probably the biggest upset in ADCC history against Nicholas Meregali. And I know you've talked about that moment being such an amazing memory for you. But with this much time that has gone past since then, are you getting that hunger to have more performances like that?
Yeah, everybody's always talking about that, but I'm kind of over that. I'm kind of excited just to get some new matches, big matches, and test myself with the best in the world, and hopefully get some new highlights.
So, what are some matchups that you're potentially either wanting for a rematch or a completely new matchup? What is on your hit list?
I haven't really thought about it too much. I'm just preparing right now. It'd be cool to get the match back with Nicky Rod. Nicky Rod's the best in the world, so I always want to challenge myself. I was a little upset about my performance the last time we fought, so I think that'd be a good one. Um, and I'm just excited for the event in general. Last year's event was awesome. It sucked it was the same time as ADCC, but it's pretty cool that we get to participate this year. And I'm just looking forward to all the matches and the whole event itself.
And when it comes to the performance at Fight Pass Invitational against Nicky Rod, what were some of your biggest takeaways or learning points there?
Just his size and his strength. Been back to the drawing board since then, and just been working on fixing the holes and closing that gap. And I'm really excited for the pit. I know the fight pass mat's really small, so it's like reset after reset after reset. So looking forward to that. I've never fought in a pit before, so I think it's going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be very, very exciting. And when we think back to the 2021 World Championships against Brandon Reed, who's now a teammate, it was so electric seeing your team scream for you. And I can totally understand how after that experience, Brandon's like, damn, I kind of want to go train with them. But what is your earliest memories of that first interaction with Brandon Reed and seeing it now, what it's come to be as a teammate?
Yeah, me and Brandon's actually been friends for a really long time. We started jujitsu around the same time, and we would always message each other back and forth, talking about like just different experiences and yeah, we've known each other. We actually went to the same college. So my freshman year of college, I went to this small school in Kentucky called Lindsey Wilson, and then like 3 or 4 years later, Brandon Reed was actually like a superstar for Lindsey Wilson. He won three national titles, and yeah, he was the man. So it was pretty cool because nobody knows that, but we actually went to the same school for well, not at the same time, but I guess around the same time.
So, what is your takeaway from all of this wrestling versus jujitsu themes that we're getting? Because obviously, Craig is going to be taking on Gable Steveson. So, what is your take on that? Like, you were probably much more of a purist when you were in your wrestling journey, but now you've made the switch to jujitsu.
Yeah, I think jujitsu is like the next step after wrestling. I wish I'd have started sooner, but like college wrestling. Like once you're done with college wrestling, if you're not the best guy in the United States, there's like five weight classes for the Olympics. If you're not one of those five guys, there's not really a whole lot left for you. So jujitsu creates new opportunities, and it just like keeps you competing if that's something that you want to do. Like say you're done with college and you're not really done competing yet, jiu-jitsu would be perfect, especially the nogi scene.
And for you, I saw that you mentioned in your wrestling career, whenever you were faced up against a short and stockier guy, those were typically the harder matchups for you or stylistically. So can you kind of expand on why that physicality was a more of a problem for your game?
So in high school it was a problem for me, but I think it was just because they were like usually more compact, a lot stronger, and they just didn't really like play well into my style, I guess you could say. But like with jujitsu and grappling, it doesn't make a difference, because you can choke them now. But like with wrestling, I don't know, it was really I guess you could say just because they were so compact and strong, I guess. I don't know. I do a lot of overhook stuff. So like with the shorter guys, you really need to go more underhooks, and that wasn't really my game.
All right, so we got to talk about how Daisy Fresh is the official mystery team of CJI. It is being announced on this episode. I feel like it's been no secret that you guys have been wanting to be involved in CJI too. You guys weren't at the inaugural CJI, so when you think back to ADCC versus CJI, what was it like for you having to make kind of the decision between sticking with ADCC or trying something like CJI?
I think it just came down to like earning our spot, I guess, because me and Couch both won the trials. So like we wanted to I guess like not give that up, you know. But it was pretty cool. It all worked out, I think.
I definitely think so. It was such an amazing weekend for everyone, and I'm sure you felt the energy of Vegas that weekend. What is your overall takeaway from Vegas? I know it's not exactly, it's just such a fight city that this is the hub for that spot, but were you like, okay, I'm ready to get out of Vegas as soon as you were done competing?
Yeah, definitely. Vegas is like a 2 or 3 day city for me. After like 3 days, I'm ready to get out of there. My fingernails are like dirty from like just walking around, and I just feel gross. So when it was time to go home, we were
You
ready to
got
go.
chapped lips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely the desert out here. Now we got to play a little bit of a quick rapid fire game. I played this with Jacob Couch earlier in the segment. So are you ready? These are a little goofy, so I don't want to catch you off guard.
Yeah, let's go.
Who on Daisy Fresh is the easiest to peer pressure? And also this is for the CJI team that you have.
So it's just the people on the CJI team.
Yeah.
Easiest to peer pressure. Probably Brandon Reed.
Brandon Reed, I didn't expect that one. Jacob Couch elected himself. Who on Daisy Fresh is most likely to steal someone's snack out of the fridge?
Couch.
Wow, you guys said each other for that one. So it seems like you guys must have been
That's
like
a funny story because he stole my C4 out of my fridge. So that's probably why he said me, because he knew I was going to say him.
He's definitely projecting his own guilt. Wow, we're gonna have to like splice this together because there is some snack stealing crime going on in Daisy Fresh. Hopefully that doesn't cause any controversy internally.
Nah, it'll be all right.
Who on Daisy Fresh is most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Probably Dante.
Okay. And who would be the first to go? We can expand this one to all of Daisy Fresh if no one on the team is particularly
First one to go, Jacob
weak.
Couch.
And who goes too hard during flow rolls?
Jacob Couch.
Who is most likely to pull guard in a street fight?
Jacob Couch.
Who is the jiu-jitsu instructional nerd that is most likely to be staying up until 2 a.m. watching an instructional?
Probably Max Hanson.
I definitely think it's Max Hanson too. He just put an Instagram post of how it's not even 2:30 p.m. yet, already finished with the third session of the day, about to teach another class. Like jiu-jitsu lifestyle is really personified with all of you guys. Do you like that lifestyle? Is this everything that you do? You're about to teach a wrestling class. Like this is 100% what you want to do for as long as you can as a career.
Yeah, I'm living the dream right now. I don't have to work. I just train all day. I don't have to go to class. I tell everybody that living in Mount Vernon and training at Daisy Fresh is like college wrestling without the school. Like you don't have to go to class, and you get to travel, hang out with your boys, and just train. And then coaching the little guys is just a bonus added on top of everything.
What kind of student was Michael Pixley back in the day?
I had no choice but to be locked in. You know, my dad was always there, so he pushed me to just do great. And I'd say I was like the kid that sat in the front, you know, asked questions. I was a hard worker.
I love that. And I love how I feel like that's really, you're getting to see that in your own jiu-jitsu student journey as well. And I feel like your teammates also have that mentality of being focused and locked in. Minus 66 kilograms, Max Hanson, minus 77, Dante Leon. Tell me a little bit about your teammates that I just listed there.
They're awesome, man. Dante's like my mentor. I'd say anytime I have any like questions or I need advice, I call Dante. And then Max is Dante's prodigy, so he's just a mini version of Dante.
What is it about those Canadian guys that meshed really well with Daisy Fresh and all the guys from Pedigo Submission Fighting?
They're both just like, they're real, you know, they keep it real with you, and if you're not doing things right, they'll be the first one to tell you. So I think, yeah, it's just a good blend.
And are you going to be making a lot of trips to Westside Barbell because they've built out the pit a little bit so you can get a few reps on there?
Yeah, we're actually planning that out right now. So we're just trying to figure everyone's schedule out, and then we're going to take the trip up there.
And what has Heath's involvement been like with this process, getting the team together and figuring out how you guys are going to make your mark for $1 million come August 30th and 31st?
Well, we've always been the underdog, so we're all just excited for the opportunity, and I mean, we're not really going to hold anything back. We're coming in, and we're just going to send it as hard as we can the whole time.
And last but not least, we got to talk about Jacob Couch, the snack stealer, and Brandon Reed in that over 99 kilogram spot. What are your analysis about their game and how they're going to be able to show out in this kind of quintet CJI 2 style format?
Well, Couch is a sniper, so he can submit anybody in the world. He might take out a whole team. Who knows? Just depends what Jacob Couch shows up. And I've seen him now, and he's more focused and locked in than I've seen him since I've met him. And Brandon Reed just a juggernaut. So he's a good heavyweight to have. And yeah, I'm just excited. It's going to be an awesome time.
And if you guys go home with that $1 million, what is Michael Pixley doing with his share?
Taking a vacation probably, and I don't know. I need to put the rest of it in the bank, or I'm gonna spend it. I think me and Heath might go to the boat. We'll just have to
I
see.
love that for you. I feel like Daisy Fresh is going to be the team that a lot of people are going to be rooting for in Thomas Macarena. Thank you so much for the time, and we'll let you get on to coaching those little kids.
Yep, thank you.